Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm from the East Grand Forks Campbell Library. Today I'm going to show you how to use your kit from the library to make gelatin plate prints. So if you picked up a kit at the library, this is what you should have. You should have a gelatin plate. This is homemade by me. You should have some paper, you should have some paint, probably not like this, in little containers. You should have a blank library card, some foam shapes, some other kind of found objects that we're going to be using to make our prints. So let's get started. Okay, so here are some of the materials, some of the prints that I have made with my jelly plate. You can see there's lots of different colors, lots of different textures. Some of them are bright and bold, and others are a little bit muted, but they have lots of contrast and lots of texture. So, I used a larger jelly plate that I had purchased to make a fair amount of these prints. This is from Jelly Arts, and I got it at my local craft store. But the ones that I created are made of very similar materials. So these were created using a silicone mold, gelatin, hot water, and glycerin. So the glycerin makes the gelatin plasticize, so it should prevent it from molding. You should be able to use it for quite a long time if you keep it in an airtight plastic bag. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use both plates to kind of show you how to do this. This one I think it's just a little bit easier to see. It's a little bit bigger, since it's a little bit bigger. All right, so to use these are reusable. You can use them many, many times. You do want to clean them between uses, and you can use water and a soft cloth. I'm just going to use baby wipes, so I'm going to set those up here. I'm going to get both my plates out. You can use either side. You can use this side, you can use this side, whichever side you feel like. This side has a little bit more texture because this is the side that was facing up when it was the formula was molded. So I'm going to flip it over because this side is for sure going to be really flat. I have mixed up some paints over here. I found that I liked using muted colors a little bit, so I mixed all my colors with white. I do recommend that if you have paints in pots that you get them out and put them on like a paper plate. It'll be easier to mix them. So in order to put up the paint onto our jelly plates, I gave you a library card. You can use a paintbrush if you have one, but I think this is a nice way to get paints, a thin layer of paint spread evenly across your plate. I'm going to just go ahead and start. I'm going to get some paint down here to start with. All right, here we go. So I'm just kind of picking it up. I got paint on the edge, and I'm just going to scrape it across my plate. And you want a fairly thin layer. If you get a big, thick layer on, it's just going to squish out, and you're going to lose a lot of the texture of your objects when you are plating. Okay, so I got some purple. I'm going to put some green on here. I don't mind that my colors mix, but if you want a cleaner look, you can always wipe your card in between paint selections. So this is printmaking. It's also called mark making sometimes, or mono printing. It's called mono printing because mono means one, and you'll be making one image that you will print. And you can print the image usually more than once, which is kind of nice. So I'm trying to get as much color on there as I can. So now that I have my paint all over my plate, I'm going to set my card aside, and I'm going to use some objects to create some texture in here. So I have these foam stamps that I made. It's just pieces of foam glued to cardboard. I have this is a Play-Doh tool that I actually really like a lot. A fork, some circles, some bubble wrap, and some Lego. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and place, and you're going to press very lightly. This is gelatin. You can tear it if you use sharp objects. And you can see that some of the paint came away and it left a kind of texture. And so I can lay that down again on a separate side, on a different part. And some of that yellow paint that I picked up, hopefully, oh, it didn't quite work that time. Well, let's try it over here. Will transfer depending on how much paint you have, so you can get a little bit of paint by picking up and laying down. So I'm going to get some lines in here. You can use your tools in the paint too, so maybe I'll put a little bit of orange paint on here and we'll lay down some orange lines across here. Let's see. You can use as many tools as you want in this, or as few. Maybe you only want to use one specific kind of tool, or you only want one specific texture. I like to have lots of color and lots of texture. So, alright, so here's my plate. This is the print that I'm going to make. So, to make your print, once you have your paint down, and you don't want to take a whole lot of time, your paint's gonna dry pretty fast. You want to make sure that you can pick up your print. I'm going to take a piece of paper. This is just copier paper. You can use copier paper, you could use watercolor paper or craft paper, whichever you like. I'm going to set this down on top of my plate, press down gently, kind of give it a little rub to make sure that the paper makes contact with the whole surface of the plate, and peel it up. And there you can see that is my first print that I made. I can try again and see what else I can pick up. This is going to look a little bit different. I'm just going to use the opposite side of this to do that. This is a piece of paper folded in half. I'm not actually using the back. And so this is in effect pulling a second print. I'm getting a lot more of the paint off of it. So it looks different, and then it helps me to clean the plate as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my wipes and give this a wipe down. So once your plate is clean, you are good to go to make another print. So this time I'll use our homemade plate so you can see what that looks like. Alright. I'm also going to clean off my tools because I might not want the same colors that I used the first time around. This is acrylic paint, so it should wipe off clothing and surfaces pretty easily with some soap and water. Okay. So I set my card aside. I couldn't find it there for a minute. So since our plates are a little bit smaller, you could do multiple prints on one sheet of paper. So, so you could think of this as one part of your canvas. The texture of this plate is a little bit different, probably because of the mold that I used, but it's still gonna give you a pretty similar effect. Okay, so I have paint spread all across the surface of my plate. I'm going to go ahead and add some texture. Let's try the foil circles to start. And this is from a Christmas ribbon that I deconstructed. Add some triangles. I'm going to put a little bit of paint on the triangles. Oops. Maybe make a couple lines. I'm just going to take my paper. When you have your texture the way that you like it, you can go ahead and make your print. Ta-da! A little hard to see. And to keep making prints, you do the same thing. You're just going to wipe your plate down with a baby wipe, or your paper, or I'm sorry, or a cloth and some water. You do want to be sure that you are fairly gentle with your plate. It can break, it can rip. They're not super solid. Obviously, it's Jell-O. If you do have a problem and your plate rips, what you can do is you can put your plate in the microwave in a container that is mold shaped. So like maybe you want to put it in a circle, something that is flat, completely flat on the bottom, and microwave safe, obviously, and microwave it and then set it aside and let it set. And it should do the same thing. It should set again so you can use it again if it happens to tear.